Geek-Cast Joe here. If you like what we do and want even more of it, support the show at patreon.com.
What's up, everybody? GCR here, asking you to head on over to iTunes and subscribe and review our show. And then follow us on Twitter at GeekCastLive and retweet the hell out of us. I promise that if you do, I will eat this entire grapefruit. I'm not kidding. I'll eat the whole thing.
This episode of the GeekCastLive podcast is sponsored by the world's strongest coffee, Death Wish Coffee. Drink it and you will be able to fight Odin. You can check them out at deathwishcoffee.com and find them on the App Store and Google Play. Just check out Death Wish Coffee.
Hello, friends. Today's podcast is brought to you by audible.com. Get a free audiobook download and a 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/GeekCastLive. Over 180,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player.
It's a trap!
Littering
Episode 334 the GeekCast Live podcast. I am your host, GCR, and with me, as always,
Rob Bass.
That was uncalled for.
And Cartoon Joe.
Welcome back, Joe.
I'm happy to be back.
It's almost like you almost answered a question I didn't ask you just now.
I know.
Like, welcome back, Joe. I'm doing great.
I was really hoping that he was going to answer it in like a Jeopardy format.
That was my least favorite part of work in retail, was that you'd see a customer walk in and you'd have in your head as he's opening the door, like, I'm going to say, hey, how are you doing today? And before I could say something, he says, like, do you have a battery for this? And I'm going to say, hello.
How are you?
Hello.
You're not Sherm. You're not Sherm. You're not Sherm.
That was the single. I never ran out of a store like that in my entire life.
Am I the only one who wasn't privy to this story?
We had an employee at the time. His name was Sherm. And
I know the Sherm.
Okay, well, him and I were working in the store, and there used to be this little, like a half wall.
I thought Sherm frowned on technology.
Huh?
And
I thought Sherm frowned on technology.
I thought Sherm found technology. Like you're,
yeah, no,
like you were like
that's what I heard too. And I'm
what is this? And then he like
forever attributing it
like
to
he
Sherm.
dusted off Wi-Fi because he traded it with that little totem, and then the ball rolled after him.
I took it as though he found a new religion for himself, and it was called technology.
Anyway, there was this wall that you could hide behind when somebody walked in. Like, if you were walking in from the back door, you couldn't see that somebody was standing by that wall. Mm-hmm. Well, I watched Sherm walk out the back door and turn around and grab the door handle. Like I forgot someone coming back in. So I put my back against that wall and heard footsteps. And as soon as somebody came around the corner of the wall, I jumped out and was like, yeah, surprise, motherfucker! And it was not Sherm. It was a customer.
There it is.
And he hit the fucking deck. I scared the ever living shit out of him. And then I said, like, surprise, motherfucker! Oh my god, you're not Sherm! You're not Sherm! You're not Sherm! And I ran out the back door. So this guy was just
way to keep your composure.
Minding his own fucking business. Something jumped out at him from his right side, yelled, surprise, motherfucker, and then started like babbling something nonsensical and ran away. I didn't know that Sherm was going out. He went outside to go like help a customer, and when he walked out the door, he saw a customer coming, so he got the door for him. Well, I ran out the back door and couldn't find Sherm. So, but I'm not going back in the store to help this customer. There's not a chance in hell I'm going to do that. So he sat in the store for like 5-10 minutes with no one helping him while I looked for Sherm to tell Sherm, like, whatever you're doing, I'll do because you have to go in the store and help the customer.
Because mistakes were made.
Right.
We have to.
Right. Because if he was any older than like the 38-year-old man he was, I would have killed him with my surprise heart attack jump.
It's good to know you maintain your poise and cool under pressure.
I totally did not. I cut bait, man.
Out of your own place of business, which is bold.
Right, no laugh.
Yep. And I just left him in there. I just ran away. I was like, nope. He could walk out the front door. I could never see him again. That's fine.
And
I'm
that's
done.
And that's how Ryan ended up in Fowler. He started running.
Now I'm a round guy.
It was a slippery slope.
Anyway, now that we've told that embarrassing story.
That was worth it.
So how is Bramblebrook, Boone's Farm, where you're living there, Joe?
Oh, over there at the O'Toole's farm. It's great.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yeah, really nice. The only thing about it that's horrible is I have no internet or phone service.
Wait, did you say the O'Douls farm?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Was that the O'Douls farm?
For the non-alcoholic.
Yep, where they harvest all the O'Douls.
It's a dry farm.
The finest, where they harvest all the...
Dry farm.
Yeah, just up the...
That's still, Rob. That is if we're gonna talk about everybody's shining moments. That is still that is your shining moment.
The creme de la creme. Yeah, no, by far my best one.
Everybody sitting around the table and him walking up and being like I looked at him and was like, "Hey, what are you drinking?" And he's like, "I just had a German beer. Now I'm having a Scottish beer. Drinking around the world tonight, man. O'Douls."
O'Douls.
Yeah. And I was like, huh. That's like pregnant women drink that. And he's like, I'm sure they do. I don't know why they would. They're pregnant, but that's cool. And I was like, it's non-alcoholic, Rob. And I think he actually took a drink and said, in the middle. Mistakes were made.
Yeah. This is in the middle. We've got a table of people that I have now become friends with at this point. We're surrounded by interstate employees from all around the country.
I just want to drink. It's kind of like a beers around the world thing, man. I'm looking for. I'm going to have this, and I'm going to have like a Sapporo, maybe a Kirin Ichiban. I don't know. I'm just feeling really
jump over to some Modelo. Yeah, we're going to switch it up. Keep tonight. Keep it on its toes.
Rob, that's an alcoholic beer. Mistakes were made.
I'm going to drink this and finish it in shame.
He actually drank it and then said, I'm going to go have a smoke. And then he won an iPad.
Then I won an iPad that I had handed off my tickets to somebody else and was like, I'm not going to win anything. If I win anything, it's yours.
He then won an iPad. He then came back to find out that he had won an iPad, and I told him, dude, next time you step out for a smoke, give me your ticket, because if you win, you still won. I'll just claim it for you, and it won't be someone else's. He's like, screw it, man. I'm so angry now. I'm done.
I'm gonna have another drink. I'm gonna go have another smoke.
It's our very last raffle of the night for $300. Who has ticket 33498? And the girl we were with was like, that's Rob's ticket again.
Good Lord.
Gotta be present to win.
Right?
Yeah, she won $300 and an iPad Mini. That could have been Rob.
I'm what some people call a winner.
Well, you know what? As of now, the episode title is called "Mistakes Were Made."
I'm not sure if I'm more disappointed in that you were drinking the Rehabbers beer, or if you referred to that as your stop in Scotland on your beer tour. Houlihan's. Love the French.
Little column B.
Love the French.
Little column A, little column. That's funny.
Good.
Anyway, did anybody do their agenda homework for today? We put it off now for a couple episodes. The real celebrity names.
I think I still have mine from 2 weeks ago.
Absolutely no idea what you're talking about.
Shocked. The fake celebrity names.
Oh, yeah, I still got mine.
Yeah. We could push it off for another week if you guys would like. It could be kind of like we had time for Matt Damon, but sadly we're all out of time.
What was it again? I honestly don't remember what it was.
Well, for the third time, Joseph.
It's real celebrity names. I'm actually calling it what it is. It'd be like, did anybody eat a pumpkin today? And you'd be like, I have no idea what.
Yeah, but I forgot what it was, like the core concept of the idea.
Well,
I remember what it is.
Famous people that
have changed their names for.
I'm sorry, I can't get past this. The core concept of the idea is just real celebrities' names.
For instance, last week we played around with Sir Ben Kingsley and Michael Caine. I have more.
I've got what I think are 3 of my favorite all-time. I don't know why they changed them.
That'd be an even better game, like celebrities who should have stuck with the original.
Would you rather listen to Stevie Wonder, or would you rather listen to Steveland Judkins?
Oh, yeah.
I'd rather listen to Steveland Judkins myself.
See, those are 2 very, very different artists in my mind. Stevie Wonder is Stevie Wonder.
Like a piano playing Motown soulster.
Yeah, exactly. Steveland Judpops, or whatever his name was,
is actually Kenny Rogers' real name.
Steveland Judpops.
Steveland Judpops. We have a new episode title.
That's salty.
Oh,
Steveland Judpops. You are correct. They are totally different people.
Well, I have one that I really enjoy. One of my favorite comedians and philosophers, Louis C.K. His real name is actually Louis C.K., spelled Szekely. Yeah.
Is that how you pronounce that?
That's some real phonetic liberties
apparently it actually is.
It's almost like his real name is actually CK, but it's been P-modded to be Polish. Like, there's no way that's Krzyzewski.
Right.
But it is.
So,
Coach Krasniewski doesn't roll off the tongue quite as well.
No, it doesn't.
My other favorite is one that's I don't know why she changed. Well, high school is probably what caused her to change this, but Olivia Wilde, also known as Olivia Jane Cockburn.
Yeah,
well,
most
daughter of Rooster.
Rooster
right.
Cogburn, but yes. I don't think he played Rooster Cockburn.
Ah, a much better.
He may have played some Rooster Cockburn.
That's the porn parody of True Grit. That's a whole other episode.
Some celebrities really needed, I think, their alias. He's a little predates our time, but one of Rob's boys, Rock Hudson, kind of a icon of the film industry. I'm not sure that Leroy Harold Shearer Jr. would have quite gotten it done on the big screen.
I also know when Kirk Douglas was asked to change his name when he made his first, because they didn't want to put Iser Danielovich Dembski,
which I think rocks.
You're telling me you could be Kirk Douglas or Iser Dembski?
I'd just be Iser.
See,
if you drop me Iser.
If you drop the middle name, it's not too bad. The full name, it's just too many syllables. It just doesn't roll off the tongue.
Winning an Oscar, Iser Danielovich Dembski. Is it Danielo? It's got to be Danielovich. I don't know how else you pronounce that.
Danielovich?
I actually like the name Declan McManus much more than Elvis Costello. I think he had it wrong.
Yeah, there's another guy who shouldn't have changed. I agree. A guy who absolutely had to change.
Gene Simmons?
Yes.
Albert Brooks.
Or Albert Brooks, who I didn't realize his real name was just Albert Einstein.
Yeah, that's a tough one to make play. I think my favorite of these currently, since I took Ben Kingsley last week, is Demi Moore. Not because of her real name being like Demetria Goynes, because I think you keep that, but because she married 2 dudes who also used fake names.
Yeah, Bruce Willis's name's Walter.
Walter and Christopher Kutcher.
Chris Kutcher. He made me wear my pants
Ashton.
backwards in the 80s.
Yeah, right.
Or was that crisscross?
No, they make you jump.
Oh, that's right. The Daddy Mac.
Mm-hmm.
I love throwing
sorry, Rob and Joe.
Old rap references of our two friends. I love it. It's a thing that I do. I like to do it, and then I should walk outside and get that cricket noise. Like,
I'm here for you.
You got it, right? And they're like, why am I even... I hate these two. That's what Rob thinks every time we say something like...
Well, we're on a roll. That's 37 episodes in a row, so I'm keeping the magic going.
Well, Joe, did you get the game?
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I didn't do it because you guys were supposed to do it last week, and
we did.
But does no one read the agendas?
No.
What's an agenda?
I didn't know what the game was when I read the agenda. I had forgotten what it was.
Oh, I guess I did just put celebrity name game.
Right.
Joe, I'm going to do you a solid, and I'm going to let you just go ahead and Google Truman Capote, real name, and then you keep that for your own use.
Okay.
Do it now.
Capote. Real name.
Opposed to fake man.
As opposed to fake man Pants Coyote.
Of Warner Brothers fame?
And we have a new episode title. It's my new...
Nemesis of the Roadrunner.
Excellent call, Nick, on that one.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
You gonna say it?
Oh, no, I said put it in my pocket.
Sweet and savory Christ, Joseph.
We're going to retire this game. We're going to retire this game after this one.
Truman Struckfus Persons.
There you go. See? See how much fun this is? Now look up Dido, real name.
That's a fun one.
D-I-D-O?
Yeah, as in like the lady who sang back up on Stan for Slim Shady.
Well, I'm obliged to say that he actually took her song and did it, so it was...
I know.
But, yeah.
Am I reading that right? Yeah, all right. Florian Cloud de Bonneville? Bonneville? O'Malley Armstrong.
Is that Bonneville?
I don't
know.
Bonneville.
I don't. There's like 4 extra letters in here for Bonneville.
I love this shit. Yeah, she went with Dido.
Good for her.
Helen Mirren's a good one too. If you haven't seen Helen Mirren's,
isn't she another Rusky?
Yeah, Helen Mirren's Russian.
Helen Mirren.
Those are my favorite. Dame
Helen Mirren.
Oh yeah.
Your boy Bruno Mars is out here too, and I did call that correctly in my identifying him as a mutt podge of ethnicity.
What was his real name again? I totally...
It's like Bruno
Peter
Hector
Jean
Gianella.
Something. No,
right.
It's like Peter Jean Hernandez or something.
Yes.
Helen Mirren Hackford.
Yeah.
Oh, here's one. Apparently, Dusty Springfield. Apparently, it says that if you don't know who this is, you have YouTubing to do. So, but it's on a list. So, Dusty Springfield, Mary Isabel Catherine O'Brien.
Oh
that's
my.
A chick.
Hopefully, because if that's a guy, that's a really, really spiteful parent.
Yeah, it's like a boy named Sue fucking concept. Got a hold of the guy there.
Bernadette O'Brien. Wow.
I think my favorites for the day, I think it's just cool that Michael Keaton is actually Michael Douglas, and he got the better of the deal. And if you're Natalie Portman, you absolutely had to change your name.
Yes.
Natalie Hirschlag. Natalie Sheacock was not going to get her a lot of leading roles.
He doesn't roll off the tongue. Like
no,
Natalie
not
Portman.
nearly as well. No, the sex appeal goes right away. So.
Lauren's real name is Ella Maria Lonnie Yelich O'Connor.
Of course it is.
Mm-hmm.
I had that at a Greek cafeteria one time.
It was wrapped in like a grape leaf.
It was a big grape leaf.
Who just loaded a shotgun?
I just opened a Coors Light.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Almost the same thing.
And then you have people like Julia Roberts, whose real name is just Julie Roberts.
Right.
Way to tweak it up.
Yeah.
Who would you rather punch? Julia Roberts or Eric Roberts?
Eric Roberts, because I would feel less bad about hitting a woman.
If he has the bigger clit penis, so I'm going to say
that's
him.
why I said I would feel less bad.
A better question. Who do you think has a bigger penis? Julia Roberts or Eric Roberts?
Oh, Julia for sure. But
Julia. She is a man, right?
She's a handsome woman if she isn't.
She's got a little bit of a chin.
I don't know.
She's got a bit of a quagmire
that.
thing going.
Sure is a handsome lady.
I said, she's a man, right? And Rob says, well, she sure is a handsome woman if she's not. Which is awesome. What a funny... I don't wish that girl any harm, but I sure hope she gets hit by a truck. Who was it that said that, Nick? Was that what famous sports guy said that?
That would be Marty Brenneman.
Marty Brenneman. That was made up, but good call.
It's not really made up. It's a longtime broadcaster for the Reds.
Well, you didn't make up Marty Brenneman, but Marty Brenneman didn't say that.
No, I don't believe he did.
Right.
Who's the better golfer, Tiger Woods or Eldrick Taunt Woods?
Oh, Eldrick.
Yeah, Eldrick Taunt Woods, for sure.
Have you seen the Family Guy where Meg gets called out in the schoolyard fight by the bully and he punches her pretty?
No.
Speaking of Julia Roberts and very, very bad behavior, but that's a funny one.
I like the alternate reality one where she shows up and she's Mel. I'm Mel now. Fucking Mel. What guy's named Mel? Ugh.
Torme.
That's true. So we've beat that fucking horse to death.
I think so.
Right. It was
Joe, do you understand the game now?
Yeah.
Okay, good stuff.
To continue my apology tour, it was my review this week.
It was. Oh, what a tremendous one it was, too.
I think so, too. Today we are going to dive into all things Chuck Tingle.
Oh, blessed art he.
Chuck Tingle is a Hugo Award nominee.
Which is a dubious title at best. But I don't think you get to put it on your byline until you win something.
He's pretty much, at this point...
Wait, so do like Academy nominees for film? They don't get to...
Only before 2010, when not everybody got nominated.
Hugo Award nominee Dr. Chuck Tingle is an erotic author and Taekwondo Grandmaster, almost a black belt, from Billings, Montana. After receiving his PhD at DeVry University in holistic massage, Chuck found himself fascinated by all things sensual, leading to his creation of The Tingler, a story so blissfully erotic that it cannot be experienced without eliciting a sharp tingle down the spine. Chuck's hobbies include backpacking, checkers, and sport. He is also a prominent flavor rights activist and the creator of the non-profit advocacy group Allow All Flavors.
It's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Oh, no.
Chuck Tingle. So,
did you read any? Did you actually read any of his works?
Oh yeah, I've read. Yes, I've gone and read like the blurbs on Amazon for his paperbacks.
Because 4,600 words is not a lot of words.
No, but they're blissfully awesome words. Like here, I'll give you 2 options. You tell me which one you want me to read from.
Is this like a consensus vote or like just Nick?
No, anybody can. Would you rather read
the
from
first one?
Anally Yours, the Unicorn Sailor, or Gagent Brontosaurus, the butt is not enough?
That's the one.
All right, let me go to that one there. Let's read a little of that for free. Gagent Brontosaurus, the butt is not enough, by Chuck Tingle. In some small way, every guest that comes and goes from the Hotel Lortono has changed my life. I learn a little bit from every single one of them, whether it be intellectually or in some other deep personal sense. This is the life of a bellboy, rubbing elbows with the rich and famous at one of the nicest hotels in all of Central America. Little did I know, however, that the greatest experience would yet to come. That a mysterious figure would walk through those luxurious lobby doors and change my life forever. Before any of that, however, there was still one terrifying person that I needed to meet. A brutal and ruthless man who could send a chill of nervous apprehension down your spine with a single word from his villainous mouth. I'm here for the conference, comes the gravelly phrase in a thick Russian accent. I look over to see the front desk manager checking in a rather large, imposing gentleman. He's tall and bald, wearing a long, dark jacket that's just barely appropriate for the balmy weather. I can clearly see that in one of his hands rests the front counter as an actual... Sorry, Jesus. I'm getting a tingler. He's tall and bald, wearing a long, dark jacket that's just barely appropriate for the balmy weather. I can clearly see that one of his hands he rests off the front counter is actually a sharp hook, and I try not to stare, but the man catches me. By the time I glance away, it's already too late. I see you've noticed my hand, the man says. Or lack of a hand. I shake my head while my boss stares daggers into me. Oh, the Russian man asks, clearly not buying it for a second. You know, it's not kind to lie to someone who's spending as much money as I am in your hotel. I didn't notice, I tell him, my heart beating hard in my chest. I'm trying to get to the gay sex. The man suddenly places his hook under my chin horizontally and lifts my face up to look him directly in the eyes. Are you going to lie to me again, or should I find a new hotel at which to host my environmental conference?
My environmental conference.
I'm still trying to... Oh, have you not gotten to your sexy part?
Nope.
I start to turn away to grab the man's bags, but he stops me almost immediately. Aren't you going to shake my hook? Are we not men? I stare at the Russian and then glint down as his silver hook, which glints under the lobby lights as he holds it out towards me. I take the metallic loop in my hand and shake it, trying to be as normal about this entire situation as possible. I'm Tudwig Cobbler, says the man with a smile. And you are? John Marks, I tell him. I'll take your bags now. Tudwig Cobbler is his name. He's Russian.
That makes sense.
Awesome.
I just assumed that Russia's the kind of place where you still have the last name based on whatever your profession is. So that makes sense.
He's a cobbler. Mm-hmm. I'm a cobbler.
He's a cobbler who's very interested in environmental issues.
There are so many things wrong, or that I'm trying to decipher on the cover art of "Kissed on the Wiener" by my own wiener. We've got like
this guy is truly a blessing to the world.
We've got like the bearded half orc Abbling that's like staring at his wang he's got a lot on his mind, and then you have something popping out of the crotch of the flying underwear.
Yep.
Anybody want to take a stab at what's going on there?
I'm trying to find that book. I'm sorry.
I'm pretty sure
it's on the main page.
I'm pretty sure he put his wiener into another dimension, which then it turned it into another version of him or something. I don't really understand.
But it's like a face wiener.
Yeah,
I don't.
Yeah.
But then I don't.
He is much like the eponymous. He is his own grandfather. Only he is his own wiener, I think.
That's heavy for me. I was going to just blow the whole thing off until I was scrolling through his Twitter feed, Twitter, and this little bit of poetry gave me fresh hope. From Chuck Tingle at Chuck Tingle, Bing search. Drake's shaking and drooling on stage as he learns his body, and stage is inside another rapper's butthole where he lives forever. That.
What is his muse?
That makes me smile.
What is it? Who is his muse?
Yeah, like what inspires this man? Because this is brilliant.
I'm gonna go with
the fact that Drake is a walking
I don't think I could ever
anus.
channel or get to.
I think he puts words in like a Yahtzee cup, and then just rolls the dice, and then whatever the dice say, he writes a book about it. He writes a 5,000-word short story about that.
Basically, he plays Boggle and just
right. Because I'm looking at the book Space Raptor Butt Ascension. No idea why I'm not reading that.
I don't know why Stars or HBO hasn't turned that into a Chuck Tingle the miniseries yet.
That'd be some great original content on HBO.
Slammed in the butt by Donald Trump's attempt to avoid accusations of plagiarism by removing all facts or concrete plans from his Republican National Convention speech. From Hugo-nominated author Chuck Tingle.
Is that the sequel to the other Donald Trump's?
Pokey Butt Go, pounded by them all.
There's a lot of butt play in his social scene.
Pounded by the pound. Turned gay by the socioeconomic implications of Britain leaving the European Union.
Even J.K.
That's
Rowling
funny.
found that one funny.
That's funny. How do you come across this shit?
How did I come across Chuck Tingle?
Originally, it was that Don Craig quote.
Yes?
But I don't know what Facebook page that came from originally. But I'm guessing it came across your Facebook page. Or Twitter.
Nick, did you read the blurb for Kissed on the Wiener by My Own Wiener?
Unfortunately, I did.
It's not very enlightening.
It's a bit. How would I put?
You want me to read it?
No.
I think I'm going to read it.
No, I don't. It's a bit. It's a bit Hunter S. Thompson-esque.
It is
for my liking.
I agree with you.
It's. Culminating in a hardcore wiener on wiener blowjob. That's the part that I would have gone with. Sort of starts and ends with that.
I would have gone with. Unfortunately, when Hipper tests out the magic box, there is a malfunction that leaves him with a handsome, sentient duplicate of his own wiener.
There's also that.
A handsome, sentient duplicate of his own wiener. I like that he calls it wiener.
Mm-hmm.
A lot. There's apparel. You can get a shirt.
Wow.
How about a shirt that says Vonnegut, Dick, Asimov, Rowling, Clark, Tingle.
That's tremendous.
And Nick, you didn't even read the best tweet.
I didn't?
No.
What was better than talking about Drake living inside someone's butthole? I dare you to find one better. Except there's a few more about the artist formerly known as Drake.
Drake's rapping about being lonesome in a cool way in the snow with a wiener in his butt and one in his mouth.
That's also nice, along with Drake's in a music video where he is rapping into a hard wiener and it comes on him and he keeps rapping like a professional. Drake is on my list of 5 people to take to the Forbidden Zone in Wyoming. No, in Yellowstone where it's all legal. Drake's up there. Him, Andy Grammer, Trump. It's 3
Jerry
out of 5
Falwell
spots.
Jr.
You ready for Chuck Tingle's top 3 football fantasy picks?
Not randoms. I just haven't filled the spot yet for the tour.
I'm sitting in my van right now, sweating more than when I was working out this afternoon.
You know you're allowed to turn it on and turn the air conditioning on, right?
I don't think you guys want me to do that. Well, I'm also in my garage, so like if I all of a sudden I'd stop talking and you guys would be like, "Oh, his internet must have went out."
No.
Nope.
Well, just don't roll the window down. You'll be fine.
Oh, sage advice that no one listening to this show should take into consideration.
Unless you happen to have a thing of like PVC pipe running from your exhaust into your open driver window, you're going to be pretty okay. Or you could open your garage door, but I'm not a doctor. So.
You'd have to open your window to put the PVC pipe in.
To put the what in?
The PVC pipe.
The P's, but the D's pipe.
Yeah, I'm all tingly.
Apparently.
I'm all sorts of tingly. Anyway, that was my do review. It was all things Chuck Tingle. I hope you liked it.
I did.
Quote, Chuck blurs the line between erotica, postmodernism, and metafiction. Jesus.
He sure does. And people have been saying for years, like, that's a line that needs some blurring.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was Robin Thicke, I believe, is who first.
It was.
Yep. He said it on Growing Pains.
Mm-hmm.
When he was the dad on Growing Pains, he told Mike Seaver, that line, son, needs a blurring.
You're thinking of Boner.
I am thinking of Boner. Sorry.
Yeah, but that's fair.
Yeah, he was, because he went on from that to being in What's Eating Gilbert Grape.
Mm-hmm. And then he started doing those, like, homemade Christian movies.
Mm-hmm.
Straight to VHS.
Yep. About firemen and divorced dads. Yep.
I don't.
And then selling like credit relief on the ESPN radio.
You're back to Robin Thicke.
Oh, what is that? Do we lose him?
Mm-hmm. Well, you just brought it all the way. You just brought it all the way back.
Yeah,
all the way back. Robin Thicke.
Is that Alan?
Dick. It is Alan Thicke. Yes. It sure is Alan Thicke. Fuck. With an E. Alan Thicke with an E. That makes it Thike. I'm pretty sure. Son of a bitch.
So there's that.
Are you sure your car is not already on?
I don't know. I don't know.
Just check.
Rob is so pissed right now.
Is there a way, Nick, that we could hold the game, like a conference? Is it something that can you
like with a seminar and a keynote speaker?
Yeah, kind of like Tom Cruise in Magnolia, where he talks about
with less dick jokes.
A lot, and no ponytails
and sleeves,
but no vests,
right?
Or frog rain.
That's 3 hours of my life I will never get back.
Have you guys ever seen Magnolia?
Nope.
I encourage you to never see it.
No.
Or see it.
Almost exactly the opposite answer.
You'll do it and then call the Movie Podcast Weekly hotline and let them know exactly what you think about it.
Which I would like to encourage you guys, not necessarily to prank Jason in any way, but if you guys watch a movie, you should. Oh,
it's my thing now. I'm leaving my Jason Bourne this week.
You should just go ahead and call it in and just say like, "Hey, Jason, Cartoon Joe, just watched Unnecessary Roughness. Here's what I've got to say about it." I think that's priceless.
They made an Unnecessary Roughness?
Yes, I think so. It was
like the prequel?
Yes. No, wasn't it? Didn't that have Adam Sandler in it?
You're thinking of Scott Baio.
Scott Baio. Chachi.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Sinbad. The long snapper.
He was the long snapper. Son of a bitch. Anyway, you're gonna look at Magnolia, and you're gonna say, "Wow, that cast! How is it not the best movie I've ever seen?" And then you're gonna look at the tagline, and it's like, all these people's lives are connected in one night in Los Angeles. And then it's the most fucked up waste of 3.5 hours. And it's 3.5 hours. Well,
it's unbelievable.
I had seen it, and I'm a Misery Loves Company guy. So it comes on TV, and I'm like, Natalie, you ever seen Magnolia? She's like, no. I'm like, all right, we're gonna watch Magnolia. It's a school night, so she's got work in the morning. She's not really a night owl. She looks at the clock and she's like, "Hey Ryan, it's like 10 o'clock. We've been watching this movie for 2 hours. Is it almost over?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's almost over." Knowing full well that it's on for another 2 hours. It's almost 4 hours long.
It's 3 hours 8 minutes.
Almost.
Unless you were watching a director's cut of something.
Which is a sixth circle of hell.
John C. Reilly, William H. Macy, Tom Cruise, Philip Seymour Hoffman. Julia, the one with the red hair. Julianne Moore. And others. Would you say Mark Paul Goss there?
No,
I wish.
Philip Baker Hall.
Sure. There's a lot of three-named people.
And there's not enough peyote buttons in all the land.
Let me save you some time.
No, don't. No. Because I'm sure you guys are into like avant-garde, like
Lars von Trier, nymphomaniac type movies.
Yeah, a period piece with no soundtrack. I'm sure that sounds fantastic.
Clark Gregg.
Right. Old Greg?
Clark Gregg.
Clark Gregg is in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
It would be like watching Pan's Labyrinth in Spanish.
And you're in a dry county.
With no subtitles. It's a dry county. Yes, there's no alcohol, but everyone has mescaline.
That's tremendous.
But they won't share it with you.
My favorite.
Right. So you have to kill a farm family and steal their mescaline
just to make it passable.
Right. That's Magnolia.
That's pretty bad.
Roughly.
I have sent you my favorite row of the cast based on pictures.
Okay. In a Skype chat?
In the GCL chat on your phone. Oh, right. Sorry. Nick saw it earlier, so I thought it was okay.
I did. It was funny.
Well, you have to check it out later. But the best picture in it is Danny Wells as Luigi.
Well, hold on.
That's really good.
They didn't have any other picture of him?
Right.
That's all they have.
Apparently. Apparently that's all I got.
I forgot Downey Sr. was in it, too.
It's amazing in its ineptitude.
Wow.
And people don't have the gumption, I guess, to say that, so it still gets really high, like meta scores and whatnot.
On Rotten Tomatoes.
Well, I think it's one of those things where it's like people are afraid to say they don't get it. So, yeah, I love Magnolia.
Right. They get freaked out by what happens at the end, and they think they've just seen, like, that had to have been a really piece of high art, right? This piece of high art? Okay. Not just a fucking dumpster fire?
They're the same people that give that a good rating are the same people that go to, like, the art gallery, and they look at that fucking, like, it's a piece of white canvas that some fucking guy painted white and calls it, like, the absence of thought. And they're like, oh, my God, that.
Or Rabbit in a Snowstorm.
Right, Rabbit in a Snowstorm. I love it. That's so existential. And they don't know what the fuck they're looking at.
And then they put a number 2 Ticonderoga pencil up their pee hole.
And watch Magnolia.
Right.
That is the highest quality pencil.
Yep, with their friends who are having a fondue.
So there's that. That's a off-the-cuff review of Magnolia. I didn't plan to go to
Magnolia, but that is the single, that right there, if you take that snippet, should be what is like the gospel review of Magnolia. Anyone who tells you different has either never seen it or is afraid that they are going to be made fun of.
Or doesn't like you and is trying to get one over on you.
Right, and make you watch Magnolia because look at that cast. It's awesome.
Right after you do, then they're gonna say that they know this cool Costner movie where he plays a postman that you should check out.
Oh wow. What is that one called?
I don't know. I just remember the black guy's name is like Ford Lincoln Mercury, and then I turned it off.
And there was a lion.
Yeah, in a place where there shouldn't be a lion.
Mm-hmm. And the guy who voices Dave Robichaux in James Lee Burke novels plays an evil, like, Civil War general.
My gosh.
Yeah.
And 3.5 hours later, you've got a pencil up your pee hole. and no one knows why. So, another free bit of movie review here by the GeekCastLive.
We've created another new segment, I think, that may be making its way around. Movies we hate, and we'll tell you why. I think that's another really good segment for the show. Maybe going into season 4.
You know I'm in.
Movies we hate, and let me tell you why.
We'll give you the hard truth that you won't find on other highbrow programs.
Right. This week, Dracula. Oh, shit.
Van Helsing.
Which I watched the other day.
What Jason Piles and Carl won't tell you.
I watched Van Helsing the other day.
Your ass hurts.
Oh my god, I couldn't believe I was watching it. It was just like on. And Macklin was like, ooh, vampires and monsters. Like, yeah, he'll like this movie. And 15 minutes into watching, I'm like, I can't. The second he whipped out like eternal repeater crossbow thing.
Yeah, his Gatling gun. Yeah.
Yeah, apparently, as the greatest monster hunter the world's ever seen, he compensated for his terrible shot with just I'm just going to shoot
all the shots.
I'm going to shoot all the shots.
If you put enough lead in the air, you're bound to bring down something.
Well,
or wood, I guess.
If he were the right hand of God, he wouldn't need the Gatling gun thing, but because he's the left hand.
Right.
You know.
The devil's hand, if you will. Gosh. That's awesome.
Not the movie, the story.
I'm left-handed, so I wipe my ass with that hand. So, didn't know if you guys know that or not. That's still a practice, we lefties, as we call ourselves. That's what we do.
Is that a Van Helsing line?
Together, teach it.
I wipe with the left?
Did my mother teach it? Is that what you said?
What?
You get together as a bunch of lefties and make sure that everyone's standard operating procedure.
Yep. We teach new kids how to do it.
Do you guys elect the president also?
The president. Yeah, that's why the vote in November doesn't matter. The lefties already have it kind of sewn up.
Oh, good.
What's worse, Van Helsing or Hansel and Gretel for intolerable vampire show?
I don't think I've seen that one.
I'm going to say Van Helsing only because it was made, and literally the only reason it was made sooner, so the CGI isn't as good.
Fair.
I think if you're going to compare two movies like that didn't come out, it's probably best served to review them both in a vacuum. You're probably correct, but
so
because
that you die instead of watching them,
I am there's worse alternatives to death and Van Helsing. So, it's like suffering, like watching Van Helsing and living at the end.
Death and Van Helsing's a great audio biography.
So I'm on my 5th Coors Light, and I'm in what I can only assume is a 900-degree minivan. Oh, yeah, since we started. I don't know how long it's been.
It's been about an hour.
Yeah. I might be drunk.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's talk about sports.
Yay.
Let's do this really quick then. What's your Super Bowl prediction, Nick?
This year, let's see. Packers.
Ooh, bold.
And
Aaron
Bengals.
Rodgers is way too distracted with that hot girlfriend of his.
Packers-Bengals.
Packers-Bengals. Not a bad choice. I've got the red rifle on my fantasy team, so I'm hoping the Bengals have a really good year.
Mm-hmm.
Joe, Super Bowl prediction. These are legally binding predictions, by the way, that we will go over. It'll be season 4, early season 4. We'll see who was right.
Right.
Go with your gut.
I'm going to go Pats and Seahawks.
Pats, Seahawks. Not very risky.
Nope.
Probably a solid choice.
Chalk.
I went Arizona Cardinals.
It's a good bet.
Pittsburgh Steelers.
That's fuck you.
Yes. The all
this could be Arizona's year if they can keep Carson Palmer upright.
Hey, does it? You know how every once in a while, like during a Hispanic week, all the teams have the Bulls jerseys say Toros
Los
on them,
Bulls
or Los Bulls. Does anybody else think that during that week the LA Rams should just be La Rams?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, be wonderful.
They don't change shit. They're just La Rams.
They just make the A lowercase.
That's what I'm thinking. I think that's fucking brilliant. Like they're two exact same shirts, but this one has an uppercase A, so it's not the Hispanic week one.
Speaking of Stugatz, were you listening today when they were talking about how J.J. Watt's going to be the anti-Kaepernick on opening day?
No, he will be though. I'm sure
that to combat Colin Kaepernick's lack of patriotism, J.J. Watt's going to show up and play the game in a white founding father's wig. He's going to actually ride in on an eagle to the stadium to be dropped off, and then he's going to run out with hoisting a Marine on one shoulder and a baby on the other. It was fantastic.
But you got to remember too, like most people who are in the NFL, J.J. Watt is a physical idiot in that he shouldn't exist. He truly is. But look at. There's a guy. Look up Vince Wilfork one time. He's
a monster.
He's the biggest man.
He's a mauler. Ever seen.
And he's 400. He's slimmed down a lot lately, but even 4 years ago, he was probably 400 pounds. And he's what, 6'6", Nick?
No, he's like 6'2", 6'3". He's a bowling ball. Yeah.
But he moves like he was like a 180-pound wide receiver.
Yeah, he's light on his feet.
He's got footwork like he could be a ballerina. He shouldn't exist. He's an honest to God superhero. And J.J. Watt is and J.J. Watt is starting across from Jadeveon Clowney, who
they should be real good.
Name and predator haircut aside, is do yourself a favor and YouTube Jadeveon Clowney, Michigan sack or Michigan fumble one time, and then you're not a sports guy, so you probably won't get a boner because of it, but.
Well, yeah, what he does is really hard to do. It's not easy.
Anyway.
Hey, Joe.
Yeah.
What have you been geeking on this week?
I've been geeking on lots of things this week, but mostly
I thought that you might.
Yeah. I'm getting a crash course in the history of this town because it's an old enough town to have just a crap ton of history. So I've been kind of geeking on this book, An American Village by William C. Bader, which is out of print now. But one of the guys in town who's lived here since he was born in 1948 knew Billy Bader and got him to sign his book. So I have that book right now, and I'm reading it. It's pretty interesting.
Nice. A little local culture.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, also saw an amazing view out at there's a land trust out here, which is kind of like a state park, but not really, called Steep Rock. And the same guy took us up.
Is it like cliffs and stuff and like steep hills?
Yeah.
Made of rock?
Very steep. It's made of rock, yeah. They're very straightforward in the naming of things here.
Welcome to Root Beer Place, where burgers are sold.
The town was built around a railroad track, and it's called Washington Depot.
Okay.
So.
Fair enough.
I mean, seriously. There's a bridge in town I just learned about. It's called Moody Bridge Road because it goes over Moody Bridge.
Everything. Is there a place called Restaurant where burgers are sold? Because if there is, and by the way, every time I do that, I had to make like the aw shucks motion with my arm.
No, but there is a restaurant called Restaurant that we drove past the other day.
It's just called Restaurant.
Yep. There is.
Yeah.
It's on the way to Danbury out on Route 202.
You live in like a Stephen King novel.
I do. It's the best.
Heavy breathing.
So yeah.
We don't hear anything, Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hearing it.
It's actually really cool. I'm in the final stages of moving out of my old house, and I saved my attic for last. And so I've been finding a lot of old Green Griffin Gaming Guild stuff.
That's tremendous.
The archives.
Yeah, I've found the big piece of parchment that everybody signed and we sealed with wax to start that, one of the gaming weekends. We used to give out awards on index cards for like player of the game, play of the game, douchebag of the game, and a lot of those times those index cards got left behind, and I found some of them.
That's good stuff.
The big logbook that had everybody's signing in because they were in lodge, and the color, like the pattern of the kilt that they wore, because we kept the kilt registry. I've just been finding a lot of cool stuff, and I'm trying. It's hard because I'm trying to really not move literally everything from my house into my new house. I'm trying to like cut the 10% of shit I don't need and like either burn it or recycle it or upcycle it or something. And I'm having a hard time. Well, I can't. I'm having a hard time, and I'm getting weird looks from my wife every day when I'm like, nope, this stays. And she's like, what are we going to do with this 4-foot by 8-foot castle mount? And I'm like, well,
you got a big basement there.
We'll do something with it. That's what I'm saying. I'll put it in the basement. So
put it in your studio.
I can't get rid of it. But I'm doing a little local game night thing. Maybe once, twice a month, we're gonna play some board games, record it all, release it as a podcast, and so that's getting ready to start up. And I'm starting work on that right now. I've been in the basement a lot lately this week, and then I found some old timed writing events that Joe is happy to send to me. That me, Joe, and Rob and Maddie actually helped at one point.
Oh, I didn't remember that. That's awesome.
Nick, we used to throw open like a Word document, and we would like draw straws to see who started, and we'd put 3 minutes on the clock. And you couldn't finish a word, you couldn't finish a sentence when the time ran out. Time was out. You had to put your hands off the computer, and then the next guy stepped in. And he would have to either finish the word you were on or finish your sentence. And so every 6 minutes you'd be up again, and you'd have 3 minutes to read everything that was written and then start writing again. And I've found some really cool stories that we wrote. And there's a lot of times it's really bad writing because you're writing as fast as you can, but it's still pretty cool. You never know where it's going to go. I was writing a story. I remember starting a story about like a little girl who was at home with her mom, and then by the time I came back, she had killed her parents and she was sitting in a bathtub. Like, what in the holy fuck just happened? Like, Jesus, okay, now it's a horror story. All right, moving on. Yeah, that was 6 minutes, and it's only like 250 words. So, that was cool. But that's what I've been geeking on. A lot of reminiscent stuff. Did I make that word up?
Yeah, I think so, but I liked it and knew what you meant.
I'm tracking with you.
Reminiscent. Nick? What are you geeking
on? Geeking on clowns.
Oh, like the creepy ones?
Yeah, a little bit. Can I share with you some clown updates?
Please do.
Are you as enthralled with that story as I am?
you know how I feel about clowns, dating all the way back to a certain clown in a certain dumpster in a certain Dyersville, Iowa.
That's true.
But this, yeah.
TJ
and
Sorry.
and I was haunted by the original version of the movie It. But I'm particularly geeking on some of the journalistic coverage of creepy clowns. If I could share a little bit of this article published by People Magazine, actually gets credit for this. Just talking about the creepy clowns that are lurking in particularly South Carolina. But I really love some of these takes, including reports have fueled speculation that the sightings could be a hoax or possibly even morbid fans trying to promote the 2017 movie release of Stephen King's It, about an evil clown known as Pennywise. But this is actually, they've got pictures, and it's really creepy that they're like trying to lure little kids out into the woods, which apparently all these little fucking dipshit pseudo-clown people are out there hanging out. But this is actually like from the police report. The person who was wearing a scary clown mask, red curly wig, yellow dotted shirt, blue clown pants, and clown shoes, then ran back into the woods and disappeared from view after being chased by police. Followed by this quote. Where is it here? That's fantastic.
It should be right after it because it's following it.
I know, but oh yeah, this is from the Greensboro police spokesperson, Susan Danielson. If this is a hoax or publicity stunt, it is not funny. It is alarming to the public and a drain on public resources. We just don't know at this point because we haven't had a chance to interview any clowns. Followed by this one.
Call up old Fizbo and he'll tell you.
Right, exactly. Hold on. Another police officer quotes, mainly it has been children who have reported that they have seen these clowns because every time we've gone out there, we have not found any clowns.
No clowns here, Sarge.
No. Hold on. There's one towards the bottom. This is a very long article, but it is creepy because apparently they're trying to pull kids in the woods by offering them candy and money. Police said 2 children saw the clown. An adult heard the clown, but no one was able to positively identify the clown. Police responded to the area, but found no signs of the creepy character, who was seen wearing white overalls, white gloves, red shoes, and red bushy hair, a white face, and a red nose, according to the Associated Press.
What? The adult heard the clown. It heard like some bicycle horn noises, and then
right.
Jesus. Well, we know it has nothing to do with the movie It, because that was. Did you read that part of it, or this is a different article? But they actually reached out to Rob Zombie and the film crew, and because there was theory that it was like guerrilla marketing, but the distribution company and everybody said that they're definitely not. It's actually, not them. This is a completely separate. Is Rob Zombie directing?
Yes.
It, like the remake?
Yes.
Rob Zombie is? I couldn't be more excited.
Well, no. I guess that could be a run-on sentence because that follows up the 2017 release, but it just says, wondered if Rob Zombie's upcoming film about a group of kidnapped carnival workers. So maybe it's not It. Okay. It's just another clown creepy movie. So I could be wrong there. So the police are making a series of ridiculous in context statements about the pseudo-seriousness of clowns combined with the actual seriousness of shitty clown people.
Hey, Joe.
Sorry, yes, I was muted.
I mean, you know why it's not guerrilla marketing for It, because they wouldn't be trying to lure the kids into the woods. They'd be trying to lure them into the sewer. You know why?
They all float down here, Georgie.
Because they all float down here, Georgie. God bless you, Joe, for being there for me on that one. I took a flyer. I could have went to Joe or I could have went to Rob on that one. I went to Joe.
That was a safe bet.
They all float down here, Georgie.
Oh, there's a blurb here that another resident told the deputy that she'd been walking home to her apartment about 2:30 a.m. when she saw a large-figured clown with a blinking nose standing under a post light near the garbage dumpster area, according to the incident report.
There's a solid chance that's your clown, Nick.
More than likely, but he's migrated south quite a bit.
God, you know what I'm not looking forward to is driving the 2 miles home in this pitch dark weather.
Sorry, buddy.
In the mountains.
I've asked that question before, sitting around a campfire. If you were driving home one night late down a country road, what would be the creepiest thing to see, like standing just outside a cornfield on a stretch of road?
It's always a clown.
It's a clown.
The answer is always a clown.
Because there's no reason for a clown to be there. Like, if you saw, like, a dude in overalls, you could say, like, oh, it's a farmer. That tile must be clogged or something. There's no reason for a clown to be there. It's always a clown. But this isn't the first time this clown thing's happened. There, earlier in the year or last year, it was a thing.
I hear about it a lot, actually, but this is the first time I've ever heard of it where it's connected to trying to lure children with candy.
And I just, on policy, I will absolutely dump truck any clown I see.
Yes.
So with my vehicle, with my fist, with a garbage can, whatever's handy.
That's the thing. Imagine, Nick, you're on the road, you're at a hotel, you decide you're going to walk to the Max and Irma's for fucking lobster macaroni. And on your way back, there's a clown. Just happens to be, like, by the pool area of your hotel.
He's having a smoke outside the veranda there?
Right, because
he's just standing there with a balloon.
He just left if he's having a smoke, that's just a dude who he needed like $150 and there was a birthday party. So don't.
Yeah, he's got his wig off, but he didn't take his makeup off yet because he's tired from a hard day. That's fine.
If he's standing,
if he's like making like an antelope out of a balloon, I'm doing the full head of speed, like CGI.
Like
no, I'm not. I don't have the shoulder for it. I'm doing like the off 1 foot, like Superman punch.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah.
Like where you go like left foot off the curb, right foot off the other curb.
The one knee comes up. You do like I might spin around twice because I'm real amped up, and then square in the throat with everything I got.
Yep. And when the cool thing is when the cops show up, you can just say like, "Dude was luring kids into the woods."
Right.
So I took care of him with the thunderpunch.
Yep.
Just took care of him.
It's legal in 48 states. Did you know that?
Thunderpunching?
Clown punching. So there's that. I got nowhere else to go.
This show went from Magnolia to getting sucked off by my own wiener to punching a clown in Texas.
That's the long and short of it.
I'd stick around for the plugs.
Welcome to GeekCastLive, everybody.
Yeah. Do we have plugs?
Right now.
Beware of clowns.
If you don't get enough of Geekcast Joe, check me out on my other show, This Freakin' Show, at thisfreakinshow.com.
Operation Supply Drop has been with us from the beginning, and we are a better podcast for it. These guys send video game care packages to our troops both domestic and abroad, and have raised well over $1 million in doing so. If you could help us return the favor by following them on Twitter at OP Supply Drop and by checking them out at OperationSupplyDrop.org, we would thank you most kindly.
In a poll where Professor Xavier, Luke Skywalker, and Garfield the cat were all asked, what is their favorite coffee? None of them answered because they're all fictional characters. But if they could, they would have said Death Wish Coffee, the world's strongest coffee. Be sure to check them out at deathwishcoffee.com and be sure to hit them up on the iTunes or Google Play. Check out Death Wish Coffee.
If you have listened to the show before, you are most likely familiar with the guys from Wayward Raven. And if you haven't listened to the show, you're going to have to just trust me on this one. These guys are the best and have some kick-ass wares over at waywardraven.com. So head over there and check them out. Use our discount code NECKBEARD and save yourself some dollar bills.
Geekcast Joe here. If you enjoy our show, be sure to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. You can find us every Saturday morning on iTunes, Facebook, and Twitter. Just search Geekcast Live.
Thanks for listening, everybody. This week's bit of bass is Knightrider Remix by Punjabi MC.
निशानियां